So, most parking lots are either all asphalt or they're all concrete.
Right.
And then you'll find some parking lots that were originally concrete, and then somewhere along the way the building owner was ready to sell, but he didn't want to spend the money to fix all the broken concrete. So he just overlays it with asphalt, and the asphalt looks nice and smooth and new. So there's several things that have to come into play when you're looking at all those different issues. So there are companies that are strictly concrete companies. They don't have the ability to do asphalt. So they'll sell a client on, oh yeah, we'll fix this pothole. We'll just come in here, cut a square out, and we'll just put concrete in there. Or asphalt, you can't dowel into it with rebar. It'll break apart.
Okay.
It's actually a flexible material. So it's only as solid as what you put it on. Whereas concrete, the rebar, depending on the size of rebar you use, actually holds the concrete together. And so if you just put concrete surrounded by asphalt, there's nothing to hold that concrete into the surrounding asphalt. So that concrete's essentially floating. And so our soils here in Texas, as they swell and shrink, the rain causes the clays to swell, will push that concrete up, and then the dry seasons will cause it to dry out, creating a void underneath. You get somebody driving over that, now that's going to settle back down. The other issue with that is that the joint that you have now created will more than likely hold water, which is the worst case scenario for asphalt because it deteriorates it much faster. And so the edges start to break off.
Okay. Wow.
And so anytime you see asphalt parking lot, and you can tell the difference between an asphalt parking lot because it's typically black or gray. And then, so anytime you see an asphalt parking lot and somebody's gone in there and poured concrete, you know that person was probably, one, got the job because they're the cheapest bid, and two, didn't have the long-term interest of their client in mind. Whereas when I look at that parking lot, I can see that, okay, here's the asphalt, here's the pothole, it's cracking in this small region, but I also see that there's settling going on outside of that. So the real repair is outside of it so that I can get to the subgrade, recompact that subgrade, and make this whole section better. And then when I put my new asphalt on top of it, that whole area is solved, not just that one pothole.
Right.
A lot of what we'll see, and which saddens me, is that property manager will spend the money to have the cracks, the potholes fixed, but it's limited to this very tight area around what is seen as the issue, but the underlying issue is usually much larger than that. So not having the wherewithal, not having the experience to know that there's more going on than just what meets the eye on the surface. And so you get a lot of people that go in, give a very cheap bid to fix asphalt, and then now that client is having to spend more money next year to fix not only around that repair, but more than likely fix part of that repair that they paid for last year.
Right.
And so that's one of my key focuses, is that I don't want my clients to have to repeatedly spend money on the same areas.